But yeah, you just came like right up to me. I'm like, well, this is weird because I'm coming from a big city, you know, where people don't really talk to each other.
Yep.
I'm like, who's this dude?
Long time, huh?
It's probably been, I don't know, 3 months?
Maybe even longer, huh?
Oh, I was gonna show you
Show me.
an inspiration pic of what I want. It's basically what you've always done, but because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Oh, there. So this is a super old picture.
Yeah.
But kind, you know, a little cleaner than this.
Okay.
I don't think that was fresh, but still kind of a fade.
Yeah. So you still want the
short of a fade.
Okay, let me go this way.
Not too long on top. We're going to Colombia. It's going to be like 1,000,000 degrees.
Oh, bro, for reals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't look in the mirror anymore.
Oh man, yeah. Look at you.
Whoa.
Okay, so here's the plan.
Fix me.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this going.
So we're already recording?
Yeah. We're already recording.
You're going to edit things, right?
Of course. You working right now? What are you doing right now?
I'm raising a child, so I'm working.
That's a full-time job, man.
Yeah, but no, I'm the full-time stay-at-home parent right now. Yeah.
How's that going as a stay-home father?
It's awesome.
Yeah?
I absolutely love it. I do. It's definitely a challenge, like harder than anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
Harder than any job I've ever had.
Dang. And you had a lot of jobs.
I've had a lot of jobs.
You had a lot of jobs.
Yeah. I've tinkered around a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I like to work hard, you know, but this is...
You do.
It's just a different type of challenge, you know? And you're responsible for a life, a pure, innocent, perfect life, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to screw this up.
Yeah.
There's a lot on the line.
We thought we were good people before.
Yeah, now you really got to toe the line. They watch everything, you know? Repeat everything now that he's talking a lot. And,
I have slipped and said a few cuss words like shit, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden you hear him over here, you know? Shit! Like, dang it!
Yeah, they don't know. The parents are their world, you know, so they admire everything that we do and want to be like us. And I think a challenge for me is I'm definitely more introverted, and I like my peace, my alone time. I don't really like to talk. Even though, like, a lot of people, when they meet me, they think that I'm personable. Because I can perform, you know, for here and there for a few minutes. Put a good front up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I found with raising a kid, like, you got to put on, like, Blippi face all day long. You know what I mean? Like, this is a real performance nonstop.
Bro, so I remember us talking about cocomelon, and you're like, that's the devil.
Yeah, he likes cocomelon.
Yeah. Do you know about Miss Rachel?
Yes, you turned me on to that.
Yes, Miss Rachel is wonderful.
She's really good, and you know, we actually started bringing our son to speech therapy. I don't necessarily think he needs it, but he was tongue-tied and lip-tied, and it was just something that was recommended. So anyway, so we started going, and she acts like Miss Rachel. You know what I mean? Like her methods are very similarly correlated. So I'm like, I know that's kind of Miss Rachel's background as well.
Yep. No, she has a master's in music education for toddlers.
Right.
And so she approaches it like kind of like if we're FaceTiming and you're like talking to them person one-on-one. You know what I mean?
I find her annoying as heck, but she's captivating, and I think it's as far as, you know, screen time goes, I think that's not a terrible one. He seems to learn a lot from it.
My cousin has a 5-year-old stepdaughter, and she's not talking at all. She's still like
at 5 years old.
At 5 years old, and this is a girl, and usually girls talk.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah, right away. And 5 years old, and she's not talking, and then once they turn her on to like cocomelon, she started talking.
And that worked.
Yeah. You know, it's like sometimes parents are just too busy to like really engage. Where like, you know, like we talk, we try to have a conversation, but we don't really teach.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and
So-
we might not engage at that level just because we're not trained to. You know, we don't really know how. I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I mean, with Emiliano too, being that he's bilingual, you know, he's learning 2 languages at once, which your kids are going through the same thing.
Oh
I would
yeah,
assume,
yeah. It's so cool that you can speak Spanish, bro. Honestly.
Oh yeah, it's been a huge blessing for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's actually how you courted your wife, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, she didn't speak any English when I met her.
Yeah.
That's
She's
true.
come such a long way.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's way surpassed me on every level. And, you know, she's got master's degree and everything. And,
You guys also have a candy business, right?
She does, yes. Yeah, freeze drying. So she sold me on the idea of getting a freeze dryer because she knows that I like kind of a prepper. You know, I like to have food storage and and freeze drying. You get 20-year shelf life. And
20 years?
20 years, yeah.
So you're telling me I could buy your candy and put it on the shelf for 20 years and it'll be okay?
Oh yeah, not just candy, but like a steak.
Dang!
Scrambled eggs. I mean, yeah. So that's super cool.
That is cool.
Or soups, you know, all this sort of stuff. So it's great for like backpacking, camping, because it's lightweight, it's easy to carry. You just add water to rehydrate it. And even a steak, man, you just add hot water to it, and then you can throw it on the grill and cook it like a regular steak.
Wow.
It's pretty astonishing. So anyway, that's how the whole, you know, the machines are pretty pricey, and that's how the idea was sold to me. Which, like, you know, I kind of like to find a way to pay for this machine. People love candy, you know?
Yeah.
You can't get around that. I am against sugar to most degrees, but anyway, yeah, so she started freeze drying candy just kind of for fun as a hobby. And it took off. So she does different events in town and sells it
All of my
online.
ex-coworkers, I'm telling you, hey, have you tried these?
Oh,
have
really?
you tried these? Yeah.
I see, it's
I'm
getting
telling
around
you.
town.
Yeah. Well, your mother-in-law used to work with me.
Oh, that's right. So she's pushing it at that
Yeah.
She's peddling the sugar. Oh, man.
Honestly, I really enjoy the texture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of it all, and then it makes everything kind of taste better. It melts in your mouth. You know what I mean?
It's something totally different experience. To me personally, like if I'm gonna eat a candy, I like it in its natural form.
Let me show you what I got so far. Look at that.
Oh, hey, I'm starting to look somewhat normal again.
What is this?
That's perfect. that looks like a perfect length. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how the sides got so long, but
Yeah. Would you like me to shave all this down as well? Because I can do that.
hey, if you want to get crazy, man, you can do whatever you want to my face.
So I'm thinking just go along here and just clean that up, and then you can just do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If I hate it, I could shave it off. Right?
Yeah. We've had some interesting times with your beards.
Yeah,
remember?
you sent me home with some interesting stuff.
Yeah. I'll just help you out, and that way it's easier for you to shave it later.
Yeah, it's gotten so long, I can't really. It's hard to just go at it with a razor.
Yeah. So one of the things that you learned being a stay-at-home father, so you used to be like the breadwinner, like you did like 4 or 5 different jobs, contracted, clean windows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, handyman stuff.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Big change, huh?
Yeah, huge change. I mean, Catalina's been in school most of our, time we've been together and married.
And Catalina, if you're watching this, hello.
Oh, please don't watch it. Yeah, so I mean, she's been in school. She's always worked though, so we've both contributed.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big switch was when we had the baby. So we wanted someone to stay home. Didn't want to put him in, childcare. So
that's also a small college tuition. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
so,
it's huge. And I mean, I don't want to step on any toes or say anything offensive, but like we always felt if you're gonna have a child and you can swing it, ideally one parent stays home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Child, I think the child needs it.
I truly think that's a blessing. If you can do that, you definitely should do that.
Right.
It's just you're not you're raising your child the way that you want to raise them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
Then they're gonna get a different level of love, education, everything. One-on-one attention, or depending on how many kids you have. But
Yeah, 3.
3, yeah. But I mean, it's a lot to take on, and I think a lot of times people get caught up in having to have the dual income.
Yeah.
But when you equate it all, you gotta make close to $100,000 a year to make it make sense to have both. I'm saying $100,000 each, for both of you to be working. Otherwise, you just you're spending a lot on childcare and eating out more, and it's added stress.
You've always had this bald spot?
No, I cut myself a long time ago, and the hair didn't come back.
Huh.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Maybe someday it'll come back. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gouged myself when I was cutting down trees in the woods.
Hey, but was it a lot of stress off your shoulders as the stay-at-home dad now? Like, you didn't have to worry about bringing in money, or did it add more stress? You know what I mean?
I think it's more. Man, that's a tough question. It's just harder. It's hard. In my opinion, maybe it depends on what your job is, but it's easier to go to work than to stay home.
Oh yeah.
And I guess it
work
depends
is
on,
my break, honestly.
Oh yeah. And I think it depends on what level you're parenting at too. I'm sure there's parents that just throw the TV on and that's the parenting. But if you're going to be interactive, and it's a lot of work, and it's constant. You're always cleaning up stuff. It's
always
dealing with issues. It's like, well, you see how I look, man. I don't have time. Or I don't take the time to take care of myself.
Yeah.
I put everything into that little guy.
Yeah.
So.
No, I sometimes I don't even shower. I can't even brush my teeth sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I literally come home for lunch and then brush my teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely know how that going goes.
But yeah, as far as stress of I know what my child's doing all day and what he's getting, what kind of interactions he's having, and what he's learning. And
you guys have play dates or anything?
Do
you think it's necessary?
He was born 2020.
Yeah.
So
pandemic baby.
Yeah. Well, COVID baby's been it was a challenge. A little bit more so now. Part of the problem too is I don't really like people. I prefer not to be around people. But no, we are starting to do more. Recently, my sister, she moved. Well, she's in Bandon, but she comes here quite often.
That's closer.
Yeah, and she has 4, and my little niece is 3 months older than Emiliano is, so they're close in age, and so they play a lot. But no, I don't do enough.
It's okay. Did you know that they're allowing 3-year-olds to go to kindergarten now, or like a preschool now?
Oh, really? At 3?
So at 3. So if you want to do that, it's only for a few hours a day, but gives you a little nice break, and they're actually learning. So if that's something you're interested in, you should start looking into it.
I have thought of that, even just kind of like what you mentioned, just so he can have kind of a social outlet too.
Yeah. Because Dad's great and all.
Yeah. But that's interesting too. When he's around other kids his age, he always learns something new, a new skill. Even just so my niece and nephew were here this last weekend, and one of them's still potty training. He watches it, and so he's doing better with it, and he learns new words, and so it's good. It's good to socialize. Maybe that's part of my problem. I didn't socialize enough as a child.
Well, we only could do what we know.
Yeah, exactly.
And self-consciously, we tend to lean more towards the things that was taught to us.
Right.
And that's just self-conscious, you know what I mean? So there's nothing really that we can do there. But just thinking about that and letting your kids watch cocomelon, that's big already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So...
No, for a long time he wasn't interested in watching anything either. But now,
I remember you saying that. He loved going outside.
Yeah. That's still his preference, and he'd much rather read books or just go outside and watch the chickens than he would, watch TV.
Yeah. No. my kids love going outside, but we can't, because we have no space to go outside.
Yeah, that's a little tricky too.
So it's very hard. So we have to make time to go to my brother's place, which they have chickens, they have gardens and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
my
they
freaking
could run
kids
around.
love it, right?
Yeah.
But we can only go just one time a week.
Right.
And then this is like, so I'm thinking about getting a house, but in this economy, it is so
yeah.
so difficult.
You kind of missed a pretty good window there as far as low interest rates go.
Yeah.
Before house prices skyrocketed, there was kind of a pretty good window. Yeah, I mean, this area, small town, it's just tricky. We see a lot of businesses come and go. So going in to something at that level, you definitely want to be very prepared. But I've always been kind of trained to start, how small can you start? What's the minimum, investment? Like my father had a cleaning service and window washing service. A couple $100 for vacuums and some cleaning material. That's all you need. And then it's just the sweat equity of doing the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like around here, window washing, for example, you can make $100 an hour washing windows, and you have a bucket, a squeegee, and some soap. I mean, it costs, $20.
But there's
maybe
techniques to washing windows, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, it takes some experience to learn how to do it, to do it properly, and to do it.
It sounds
legit.
simple, but
Right.
like literally, last time we
Everything.
talked about this, like you're like, no, there's like, you have to get no streaks, you know what I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, there's
yeah.
always more
Yeah.
to it. But anyway, there is a big need, and so anyway, services like that, or mobile detailers, there's a couple people in town that do it, and they do really well with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going big, I'm like you though, I like to dream big, and I would love to do something like that, a big business.
But
I
but
don't
you
know
used to
anything about it.
own a moving company.
I did, yes, when I lived in Southern California. Yeah, that was a lot of work.
I remember when you moved up here, you had like everything, the heavy moving, mats and everything.
Yeah,
and
the big truck and everything.
I think I even borrowed one of them to move something.
Probably.
One time.
I probably never got it back either.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, you did.
Yeah, no, that's how we moved up here actually, in my moving truck, and then I sold it once we.
Who did you sell it to? Some random person here in town, or?
Yeah, actually, a guy in Brookings. He was a friend or an acquaintance of my parents, and he's like contracted with Xerox, and he goes to Medford and ships Xerox machines or something like that.
Oh wow.
And anyway, he loved the truck. It was like a perfect size and everything for him. And so, yeah, he bought it for, I charged what I paid for it. And he was thrilled because around here it's just hard to acquire anything like that because there's just not a whole lot of options,
Yeah.
So things like that tend to be more expensive. So
Now remind me again. It started because you saw the need for it and you saw how much people are charging for this, right? I mean,
yeah, so I was actually working in retail at the time at it was a used furniture store, Court Furniture, which is part of a huge company, part of a Berkshire Hathaway company. But anyway, yeah, so I was working in the retail store selling used furniture, and they do rentals as well. They'll rent out furniture for corporate housing and stuff. And again, this is Southern California, Orange County, LA areas. And I hated working in retail and working sales. And then I started seeing that our delivery people were contracted. They weren't employed by our company. So they're independent contractors. And then I was seeing, their invoices coming in. And I'm like, holy cow, this guy's making like 10 times on the delivery than what I'm making on my commission. And he's running his own business, kind of doing his own thing. I'm like, I think I'd like to do that. And they're always shorthanded, always. And we suffered as salesmen too because we couldn't get the stuff delivered in a timely manner, and people were waiting. And anyway, so I was like, how hard could this be, right? Just get a truck and some blankets and
it was just you doing this.
It was just me, yeah. So, yeah, I did it. I went and bought a truck and quit my sales position and told them, hey, I'd love to deliver for you guys. And they were thrilled to bring me on.
Yeah, I was like, yes.
So it was like instant, big client, tons of customers. And then I would take on some like residential, personal, moves on the side sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, we would charge per piece of furniture, and it was great. I mean, you could make a few $100 on a delivery. But yeah, it turned to be like everything. It's more complicated than it looks in the beginning. Really hard on your body. Moving furniture all the time. You're going upstairs, and then you're driving in LA and Southern California traffic, and trying to get to places on time, and so it was getting kind of stressful. And
and how long did you do that for?
That was only about 2 years, and then my wife, she graduated. She got her bachelor's degree down there, and I was just kind of done with Southern California. The prices of everything, how crowded it is, how much of my life I was spending sitting in traffic and waiting in lines. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And so we were just kind of like, let's go, and we just kind of started going north. So yeah, that was just a big change. We had nothing that we were going to. We just wanted to do something different. We went to Southern California with nothing, and we just found work and made it work. So like, well, let's do it again, but let's do it somewhere else that makes more sense. That feels a little more comfortable. I grew up in a small town on the East Coast, so that's more what I was looking for. Catalina, she's a city girl for sure. But we ended up landing here, and I thought she would hate it, and she started to love it. She fell in love with the community, and
I think she was doing communities services and things like that.
She was, she was working a lot with the Latino population here, and so she absolutely loved it. And we were like, well, let's stay, let's make it work. And then I did a whole bunch of different jobs from there too. But we've been here over 7 years already, if you can believe
crazy.
That. Yeah.
And I've been in your life since 7 years.
You have. You were you were the first person I met. I mean, we've talked about this quite a bit, but like I was a personal trainer for a while too when I was down south. That was one of my one of my many jobs, but I've always had a passion for nutrition and fitness.
Yes.
And, so I love doing that. And so anyway, when I came up here, I'm like, I got to find a gym, and there's 2 to choose from,
Well, at least the 2 big ones.
The 2 main ones. Right, that's true. There are some other littler stuff, but I started doing that a little bit here as well. And
that was like the biggest thing. Like, what? This guy's gonna measure my body fat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's gonna give me a nutrition plan?
Yeah.
What the?
I know.
It's like all new.
I was surprised that there wasn't anyone that does
nobody.
It here.
It was you.
Yeah.
They still had your contact for like the longest time after you stopped too.
Yeah, I know. I still get messages once in a while asking if I could do some personal training. But I still remember that, walking into the gym, and it was like maybe my first or second time there. You were a definite gym rat at the time too. You're always
big time.
You're always there. But yeah, you just came like right up to me. I'm like, well, this is weird, because I'm coming from a big city, where people don't really talk to each other. I'm like, who's this dude? Okay, my name's Meng Lo, like mango.
I'm
like, all right.
Yeah, never forgot me then.
Never forgot.
Probably said something like, I'm sweet like one too. You just need some mango juice in your life.
I'm sure there's some weird stuff you're saying. But and then we've you've been there ever since, and we kind of worked together after that in different capacities, and it's funny.
Watched you grow, watched you buy your first house, then your second house, you know what I mean, things like that, and it's amazing what you can accomplish if you just put your mind to it. Like, you've started businesses, you've done so much, you know what I mean, and you're willing to do whatever that it takes to provide for your family, and that's awesome.
I mean, and I'm a firm believer that anyone can. It's just you have to want to do it. You know.
Yeah.
It's you and you.
I'm a
alone.
firm believer in the American dream. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to wait around for someone to hand me something. So you got to go out and get it.
Yeah. Let's see what we got.
Woo! Oh, much better. Wow.
I'm gonna put some product in
feel
your hair so
lighter.
I can just see what it looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh, what'd you do to my face? Yeah, it's a weird little bald spot, huh? It's kind of ruins my beard. Maybe I'm balding.
Maybe. Just in that spot.
Yeah, no, I like gouged my face and it didn't, took a long time to heal and I guess the hair didn't come back.
Yeah. You know, it's scar
it's so much
tissue,
better.
so it's